Have you ever wondered why Apple hasn't released a folding phone yet? While Samsung, Google, and Motorola have been fighting over the foldable market for years, Apple has been quietly waiting in the shadows. But the wait is finally over. New leaks suggest that 2026 is the year the iPhone Fold changes everything. This isn't just another foldable phone with a plastic screen and a messy crease. This is a complete reimagining of what a smartphone can be. Apple is reportedly using materials that sound like they belong in a superhero movie. We are talking about liquid metal hinges and full titanium frames. The goal is simple: to make every other foldable on the market look like a cheap toy. If you think you've seen everything the tech world has to offer, think again. This release is about to set a new standard for luxury and durability. For 5 years, we have heard nothing but rumors and speculation. Every year, people expected a one more thing moment that never came. Now, things are finally getting real. A trusted source from the Korean supply chain, a leaker known as U1122, has revealed that Apple has finalized a deal for a revolutionary material called amorphous liquid metal. If you haven't heard of it, don't worry. It is essentially a metallic glass that doesn't have a grain structure. Why does that matter? Regular metals like steel or aluminum have a crystalline structure that weakens every time you bend it. Think about a paperclip. If you bend it back and forth enough times, it eventually snaps. Liquid metal is different. Because it is amorphous, it doesn't suffer from that kind of fatigue. Most foldables on the market today eventually feel loose. They start making weird grinding sounds after a few months of use, or the hinge loses that satisfying snap it had on day one. Apple's liquid metal hinge is designed to stay as tight and snappy as the day you unboxed it. Even Ming-Chi Kuo, one of the most famous and accurate Apple analysts in the world, predicted this shift back in 2025. Interestingly, Apple has actually owned the exclusive rights to this technology for consumer electronics since 2010. They have been gatekeeping it for over a decade, waiting for the technology to be perfect for this specific moment. They didn't want to be the first to release a foldable, they wanted to be the first to release a foldable that lasts for a decade. The body of the device is another major talking point that has the tech community buzzing. While some early reports suggested Apple might use aluminum to keep the weight down, the latest leaks confirm an enhanced titanium alloy. This is crucial because the iPhone Fold is expected to be a massive 7.8-inch tablet when fully opened. That is a lot of surface area. Titanium allows the phone to be incredibly thin and durable without the risk of it bending in your pocket. We all remember the bend-gate era of the iPhone 6. Apple clearly never wants to repeat that mistake, especially with a device that is literally designed to bend. By using titanium, they can keep the device light enough to hold with one hand while ensuring it is strong enough to survive a drop. The design itself is being described as passport style. This means it will be wider and shorter than your standard iPhone or even the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold. Some people on Chinese social media are calling the early leaks squat or ugly, but remember that those are just 3D printed mocks for case makers. These leaks never show the premium finish, the glass work, or the Apple polish. The final product is almost always way sleeker and more balanced than the early prototypes suggest. Imagine holding a device that feels as solid as a block of metal but opens up to give you the screen real estate of an iPad mini. That is the dream Apple is trying to sell. The biggest hurdle for foldables has always been the crease in the middle of the screen. It is the #1 reason why people are hesitant to switch from a traditional glass phone. When you're scrolling through a web page or watching a movie, that dip in the middle of the screen is hard to ignore. At CES 2026 earlier this month, Samsung showed off a creaseless screen concept, but it was just a research project. Apple's goal is to ship that technology this year. They are reportedly using a combination of that liquid metal hinge and a brand new type of flexible glass. This glass is chemically treated to be much harder than the plastic films used by competitors, yet flexible enough to fold without cracking. If they pull this off, the fold will be virtually invisible to the naked eye. No more distracting lines when you're watching movies or playing games. But let's address the elephant in the room, the price. All this innovation comes with a massive price tag. Rumors suggest this device could cost between $2,000 and $2,500. To put that in perspective, that is the price of 2 iPhone Pro Max models combined. It's the price of a decent used car or a very high-end MacBook Pro. Apple is basically saying that if you want to carry the future in your pocket, you're going to have to pay a massive premium for it. They aren't targeting the average user with this first generation. They are targeting the enthusiasts, the power users, and the people who want the absolute best tech available, regardless of the cost. Mass production is scheduled to start in just a few months, aiming for a grand release in September 2026 alongside the iPhone 18. This means the hardware design is likely finished, and Apple is now focusing on the software side of things. We expect a special version of iOS that allows for seamless multitasking. Imagine dragging an app from the small front screen to the massive internal screen without a single hiccup. Apple has been optimizing iPadOS for years, and we are finally going to see that work pay off in a pocketable device. In my opinion, this product could be the most important release in Apple's history since the original iPhone in 2007. Yes, the price is eye-watering and might seem crazy to most people. But if Apple delivers a device that is truly durable, feels premium, and has an invisible crease, it will set a new gold standard for the entire industry. Most people are tired of incremental updates every year where only the camera gets slightly better or the colors change. This is the first time in a long time that we are seeing a genuine, massive leap in hardware technology. If you are someone who wants the best of both worlds, a phone that fits in your pocket and a tablet for productivity and entertainment, this is the device you have been waiting for. It's not just a phone, it's a statement that Apple is still the king of hardware and innovation. The year 2026 will be remembered as the year the smartphone changed forever. Whether you love Apple or hate them, you have to admit that when they enter a market, they usually change the rules of the game. The iPhone Fold isn't just a response to Samsung, it's an attempt to perfect a category that has felt experimental for way too long. If the leaks are even half right, we are looking at a device that will be in people's pockets for years to come, thanks to that liquid metal durability. The era of the plastic foldable is ending, and the era of the liquid metal foldable is about to begin. Are you ready to spend $2,500 on the future, or are you going to wait for the technology to become more affordable? Only time will tell, but one thing is for sure, September can't come soon enough. If you like the video, subscribe, share the video and hit the bell icon.